Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Leave likes, comments. Today we're going to be discussing what if the Green Goblin was in Marvel Rivals. I personally would love an appearance for the Green Goblin in Marvel Rivals. It's been forever since we played as a Green Goblin. I think the last time there was a playable Green Goblin, correct me if I'm wrong, is Spider-Man 3, the video game, which decades ago now, which is crazy. But how would the Green Goblin work in Marvel Rivals? Well, part 1, he would move around on his gobby glider. He'd be flying around on his glider all over the place, apart from a thing which I will get to a bit later. With his ultimate will be him. Spoilers. Anywho, the Green Goblin would be flying around on his glider and make free reign for his primary fire, which will work like Iron Man's repulsor blast. He would throw a bunch of pumpkin bombs. He would throw 4 pumpkin bombs before having to go back into his bag and pull out some more for like a quick little reload animation. Very funny, very Goblin-like. And I can't wait to see if they do add the Goblin to Marvel Rivals. Some potential skins could probably be the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin look and some other looks in general. Yeah, I kind of go AFK here for a second, but then I pick up the controls like, oh crap. But yeah, the Green Goblin could definitely be kind of a menace, just like Iron Man is. Iron Man's a big old menace. All flyers in this game are menaces. And yeah, maybe a potential team up with Spider-Man himself, being able to web to the Goblin glider and be able to rain from above, like in this clip here. Yeah, Spidey just hanging out on the bottom of Goblin's glider while Goblin's flying into battle. It would be absolutely hilarious having them team up and go against the enemy. It'd be hilarious. So the Goblin's primary fire, 4 pumpkin bombs, and rustling into his bag for more pumpkin bombs. What would be more? What would be his, L1, I guess? His L1 would be throwing razor sharp pumpkin slicers, I guess. Pumpkin slicers, those little battering things that he has, which would have a slight boomerang effect if it bounces off of objects and stuff like that, and it would work kind of like Scarlet Witch's projectile attacks, or L2 I think it is, where she fires a couple of them. And I think Moon Knight is a more accurate, basically, you know how Spider-Man here, he has 4 web charges? Well, the Green Goblin will have 5 pumpkin slicers. I'm gonna call them pumpkin slicers, where he throws little bat pumpkin bombs at his opponents, and they chase him for a good second, have a little bit of homing. The next ability for the Green Goblin would probably be honestly a pretty broken move. I'm not sure whether or not to call it his ultimate, because I have my own idea for his ultimate attack. But he will do a straight line charge with a bunch of pumpkin bombs, a ton of pumpkin bombs being dropped within the line that he charged in, basically. And it will be shown in a clip in a couple seconds. But yeah, the Green Goblin would basically charge forward, dropping tons and tons of pumpkin bombs, and it would have a pretty big cooldown, because it would not only work as raining pumpkin bombs like that, it would also work as a dash attack, so you could definitely reposition and deal some massive damage, being the absolute gremlin that the Green Goblin is. And speaking of the absolute gremlin, the absolute maniac, his ultimate attack would just be him going completely nuts. In character with the Green Goblin, he would do a signature move that he tends to do in movies, is throw his glider at people. He would lunge his glider into the enemy team, and it would just straight up explode in a big AoE. But that's not it. The Green Goblin is now without his glider, and he has to get it back. So in the meantime, he's absolutely going insane. His kit is changed now from a flyer to an absolute tank. He would have a lunge attack where he claw swipes. A few claw swipes. His primary fire would be him basically just doing a couple punches and a kick upwards, which will send your opponent upwards. And who knows, maybe he'll have a buff ability where he just starts laughing and he will get an additional like shield buff to his health. And it's absolutely insane. And when his Goblin Madness, I don't know, that'll be the name for it. When his Goblin Madness runs out, he gets his Goblin Glider back and he can start flying around and reset the battlefield pretty much. That's how I personally would handle the Green Goblin if he was in this. What would you guys add if the Green Goblin were added into Marvel Rivals? How would you improve on what I have presented with the Green Goblin here in potential Marvel Rivals? I personally would love playing as the Green Goblin, since technically we only have 2 variants of Spider-Man and we got Venom. Which, cool and all, but we want some Spider-Man villains in Marvel Rivals, and I think there was a leak that Mysterio also is coming to Marvel Rivals as a tank, weirdly enough. Yeah, Mysterio being the first Spider-Man villain in Marvel Rivals is kinda nutty, but if the Green Goblin is in Marvel Rivals, that would be so cool. I would love to play as the Green Goblin. Oh my god. Oof, that'd be absolutely insane. A lot of people are saying Doc Ock. I'm not sure how Doc Ock would work. Would his arms have hitboxes? I guess you would have to aim for him specifically. I think Doc Ock would be a bit of a tank, weirdly enough. Like, especially if it's like designed off of the Ultimate Comics Doc Ock, where he's freaking a robot man. Like, man, like, heck, and just any Spider-Man villain would absolutely go nuts, but the most iconic one by far is the Green Goblin, and having him show up in Marvel Rivals would be just as insane as the Goblin himself. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed my little proposal of the Green Goblin in Marvel Rivals. Leave likes, comments, hasta la pasta. Spider-Man's fun.